More 94. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know it's the morning after. Big L's in the studio alongside Mr. Magical Rudy Grant. And like I told you yesterday, I was expecting to make a connection with a good friend of mine, actually a schoolmate. And she wrote a book. And even though the book, in my opinion, came from a source of pain in a sense, because of the loss she had to deal with, I think the book is a timely one for a lot of people here in the Bahamas who are actually dealing with similar pain. So her name is Winga Flowers. Welcome to the morning after, Winga.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Now, for those who this is a connection via our Opal database, so it's going to be internet connected. Hopefully, it stays connected throughout the course of the interview so that we can make sure that we get as much of the information out there to you. Winga, let's start off by telling everybody the name of your book.
Hi, Bahamas. The name of my book is called Unknown Strength: How I Survived Loss and Embrace Life Again.
How you survive loss and embrace life again. Now, of course, you know, we just dealt with Hurricane Dorian in the Northern Islands, and a lot of people lost loved ones. I think that tagline alone on your book is enough reason for a lot of people to pick up this book. How I Survived Loss and Embraced Life Again. Can we talk about this? Like, can you give us a background as to what led you to actually writing this book?
Yes. So back in 2016, December 12th to be exact, I lost the love of my life, my best friend, my all in all, my world, Andy Alexis Flowers II. And after his passing, I went into a state of deep, dark depression, and I lost the will to live. And it was only through the prayers of many persons that I was able to claw my way out of that state of depression. And after coming out of that state of depression, there was this sense of urgency that, you know, I have to help those who are now trapped, who are now depressed. And, you know, I just began writing, and that's how the book Unknown Strength: How I Survived Loss and Embrace Life Again came about.
I know, of course, I made mention of this already as well. Andy, your husband, was actually a classmate of mine. And I remember, you know, hearing about the situation that he was going through. Yes. And then, you know, it all happened it felt as though it happened rather quickly. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, even though it might take a few weeks for it to get to where it eventually got, it still felt like it just happened rather quickly. So I can't imagine, there's no way to prepare for that kind of loss, especially being such a young couple.
Vibrant couple, yes.
You know what I mean?
It happened relatively quickly back in 2015. We were, you know, preparing for Thanksgiving. We were painting our son's room, and you know, during the course of that, my husband experienced a sharp pain in his left arm. And, you know, not wanting to take any chances, we went to the emergency room, and, you know, they said that the first time around, they said that everything was okay. But 2 weeks later, the same thing happened, and this time the pain in his arm was much more severe than the previous time. And the second time around, when we went to the hospital, you know, they said that he had suffered a mild heart attack. And throughout that year, you know, things were going good up until October 19th of 2016. You know, when we went into the hospital, they said that he had pneumonia. And things just took a turn for the worse. You know, the doctors told us that because of his already pre-existing condition, having pneumonia, things for him could be, you know, worse. They told me that he could end up on life support, and that his body, his organs could shut down. And, you know, even though I heard all this stuff, I was still holding on to God's promises, and I was sure that God was going to bring us through. But everything that the doctors manifested, you know, said it manifested itself, and it was just a long 2 months. But God, you know, but God, I'm here, and I am going to make the best out of the situation. You know, I say, what the enemy meant for bad, God is going to turn it around for good, and this story is going to be for His glory.
Amen, amen. Now, immediately after the loss, I know you made mention that you started to go into a state of depression. Can you remember, like, some of the thoughts you were having during this depression time? Like, where was your mind at? Like, how did you realize that you were actually going through depression?
Yeah, so, well, let me first start by saying that my husband and I, we were a God-fearing couple, and initially after his passing, you know, I was in such a state of denial, and, you know, I was still praising God, I was still trusting, but as time progressed and my reality settled in, you know, those songs of praise, you know, there silence on my lips. I couldn't pray the way that I used to. I couldn't sing praises to God because my question was, God, how could you allow this? You know, my husband was a man after your own heart. How could you allow this? And, you know, I didn't know how to pray, and I just found myself drifting further and further and further away from Christ, and nothing in this world made me happy. I had no joy. I had no peace. You know, I was at my wit's end. And like I said, it was only the prayers of many, and just people praying and uplifting me, and because I couldn't do it on my own. In that place, I was like a walking dead. You know, everything was just so confusing, and it's only God, and it's only the prayers of many that you know helped to push me through. And you know, in faith, I began reading scripture one day at a time, and I just began to claw my way out of that state of depression. You know,
that's good.
It's only God. It's only God.
Now I know you are a mother as well. You and Andy had 2 sons. I know there had to be a lot of questions that came from their side as well. How did you address that as a mother?
Well, as a mother, it was very hard because during that time, you know, of Andy's hospitalization, you know, I kept telling them that God was going to work it out. And, you know, even my husband, you know, in the midst of his, you know, sickness, he would still tell them that God is going to work it out and it's all going to be for God's glory. And it was kind of hard, but, you know, I keep telling my children, we just have to trust God. And I always remind my children that this world is not our home. We're just passing through. And with that in mind, you know, they look forward to seeing their dad once a day.
Awesome, man. But see, these are the reason I'm asking you some of these stories even before we start talking about the book is because I want people to understand your state of mind to get you to a point of actually sitting down and jotting down your thoughts, because a lot of times people don't understand that the best books come from real stories or people's real testimony. So where did you get the well, okay, I know where you got the inspiration, but how did you know to put it in the form of a book?
Well, okay, so I was thinking of ways in which I could help persons who are in my state, because like I said, it's a deep, dark place, and nobody could really reach you unless they've actually walked this road. You know, I often tell persons, okay, if I were to ask somebody who has never given birth to a child, what does labor pain feel like? You know, they could tell me what they think it feels like, but do you really know what those contractions feel like? So I just felt like somebody who has walked this walk, who has lost a spouse, who know what it is to be depressed and want to give up and just at their wit's end. So I just felt compelled to put it in writing so that I can help somebody else. You know, I felt like these persons were depending on me. I was the key that would unlock the door to giving them a new perspective on life. And I just began writing. You know, it was hard because it's just a hard thing to deal with, but I just felt like, Lord, I have to do this for you. This is for your glory. God, please use me, inspire me to help others.
Now, I know you started an organization, right?
I did. It's an online group. It's called Widows in Stilettos.
Widows in Stilettos. Why'd you go with that name?
Well, I went with the name Widows in Stilettos because I wanted something. I didn't want a name that symbolized, you know, like defeat and self-pity.
Right,
I wanted something that symbolized overcoming, something that symbolized strength, beauty, confidence. And Widows in Stilettos is pretty much a movement that is dedicated to uplifting, motivating, and empowering young widows. And when you think of it, how hard is it for the average woman to walk in a pair of stilettos and maintain her poise and a balance? You know, and we widows, after all that we've endured, we continue to tower over our circumstances, and we do so gracefully. So that's why I came up with the name Widows in Stilettos.
Nice. I didn't even think it would be that deep, but that's a really good. That's nice. I like it. I like the name even more now. All right, what do you got? Go ahead.
Yeah, can I just ask you, when you was going through this period, was there any special person who was there for you, that you was your go-to person anytime you really felt really depressed?
Yes, I had a praying grandmother. Oh my gosh, it's something but just grandmother. Oh my gosh. My grandmother, she was my go-to person. I would call her, I would cry, I would scream. she was that go-to person for me, and she would always pray, and she would always motivate. So she was my go-to person. I never really allowed my children to see me cry and burden them with that, but my grandmother definitely.
Do you think it's important to have somebody like that in your life?
Oh, definitely.
Especially if you're going through something like this.
Definitely. Because sometimes you're not able to pray for yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your mind is so clouded you don't know the words to say, but it's good. It's power in two, you know, it's power in numbers. So if you guys know anybody that's going through something out there, I encourage you to pray for them, because sometimes people can't pray for themselves to bring themselves through these tough times.
All right.
And just be there for them, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oftentimes.
Yeah,
sorry.
So oftentimes people say that they're there, and, you know, over time they leave. But I encourage you guys to stick with persons who are going through a hard time. Don't just leave them in the cold. You know, stick with them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that right there, Ms. Winga Flowers. We're going to continue our conversation with her in just a few minutes, but she is the author of a book that I want everybody to pay attention to, man. It's an amazing book, and it's going to tell a story that you will actually be strengthened by. It's called Unknown Strength, How I Survived Loss and Embraced Life Again by, again, Ms. Winga Flowers. We're going to get into some music real quick, but when we get back, we're going to continue talking about the book, and then I'm pretty sure Winga would have a message for those who have lost anybody from Hurricane Dorian, or even from some of the crime that we're dealing with here in the country, or whatever the situation may be. I want you all to pay attention, man, and this is a very important message that I'm pretty sure she's going to get out there. Once again, the book is called Unknown Strength, How I Survived Loss and Embraced Life Again. Keep it out, locked in. Maureen Tiemann, as always, on More Night. It's the team is here on More 94. You know, it's the morning after. You're truly Big L's in the studio alongside Mr. Magical Rudy Grant, and we're having a conversation with a lovely young lady by the name of Miss Winga Flowers. She's an author now. Winga, did you have any idea that one day you'd write a book? Did you ever think about writing a book before this?
No idea. No, I didn't have a clue.
Yeah, that's amazing.
To be honest. Yeah.
What is on what really made you to sit down and think that I really have to put this book together?
Say that one more time to me.
Yeah. What is one of the things that really caused you to sit down and say to yourself, I need to put this book together?
What made me think that I need to put the book together?
Yes.
Just this whole experience, and like I said earlier, you know, after being in that state of depression and just knowing how scary of a place that it is, you know, I was at my wit's end. I wanted to give up. I actually wanted to die, if I could be honest. And after pulling myself out of that, you know, to the prayers of many, I just felt like I have to do something to reach these persons who are now faced with this, you know, feeling of depression and want to give up, you know. So it was just a sense of urgency that I felt, and I just felt like I had to do it. You know, it's like if you see somebody's house on fire, you're not going to just watch it burn. You're going to feel compelled to go and run and get the water or call for help, and that is the sense of urgency that I felt, you know.
Awesome. Now, for those of you who might just be tuning in, this lady, her name is Winga Flowers, like I just mentioned. She's the author of a book called Unknown Strength, How I Survived Loss and Found Life Again. Embrace Life Again, Embrace Life Again. She, earlier in the interview, she made mention of where she was and how she got to this point of writing this book after the loss of her husband. And now we're at this point where this book is here. And I think this book is not, even though it's from her experience and what she went through, I think a lot of people suffer loss and they aren't really sure how to get beyond that loss. And I think it's stories like Winga's story, even though it might not be a husband that you've lost, it might be a parent, it might be a sibling, it might be a loved one, it might be somebody you just was extremely close to. But it's important that we learn or figure out or even hear other stories of how to embrace life again after such a deep loss. Right? So let's talk a little bit more about the book itself. What could people expect if they were to pick this book up?
Okay, so this book, Unknown Strength, is pretty much my testimony in a nutshell. So in this book, you're going to get a little bit of background information about how my husband and I met. And fast forward, you know, I'm going to take you through the journey, you know, where we settled in Naples, Florida, and then the whole experience, you know, where he took ill. And then fast forward to Unknown Strength, which is pretty much strength that I never knew I had, but this strength can only be found in Christ alone. So this is pretty much a nutshell of my testimony, and I'm presently working on a part 2 of this book, which is a step-by-step guide, and it's going to be Unknown Friends 2, How to Trust God When It Makes No Sense.
You said part 2 is going to be How to Trust God When It Makes No Sense?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deep line right there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see if we can give those, because I'm sure, like I made mention of earlier, there are a lot of people dealing with loss right now, and let's see if we can, give them some guidance. Of course, when they pick up the book, they're going to get a full understanding, and they're going to feel more. They're going to really be able to embrace what the message is that you're trying to get out. But in a nutshell, or in a few points, what would you say to somebody right now who is dealing with, I'm talking about fresh, current loss in the last couple of weeks, basically, of a loved one, somebody that was dear to their heart? Like, what would you say to them right now if you had if you do have the opportunity? What would you say to somebody right now?
Well, the only piece of advice that I would tell them is to trust God. And I know we often say this time and time again, but what does it really mean to trust God? That means trusting Him with everything, even though it makes no sense, even though things don't add up. Just continue to trust God. Stay in His Word. He speaks to you through His Word. And that is how I found strength. Open up your Bible, even though you feel like closing the Bible, even though you don't want to pray, you have to fight those feelings. You have to reach out. You have to cry to God. A scripture a day, that's how I started out. In faith, a scripture a day, and step by step, day by day, you find yourself. God will give you a peace and a strength out of this world, an unknown strength, and you'll be able to face whatever challenges you are faced with. But you have to stay connected. You have to stay connected.
After you started to jot down your feelings and put your book together, did you start to feel better? Did things start to make a little bit more sense, or how was your feelings as you started to actually write the book?
Well, I had a sense of peace, and I'll put this out there. You get stronger. It still hurts. I still have my moments. I still cry for my husband. That's never going to change. But you just find this strength and this peace that comes along with it. And I say, all things are going to work together for good. I don't understand it now, and I don't think I would ever understand it. But God, I know that this is going to be for your glory. And that's my mindset with jotting down. I like I said, I still have my moments, but I'm just doing this because I know that it's working for my good and it's going to give God glory.
Which one came first? Was it the group on Facebook, you said Widows in Stilettos? Did that come first, or did the idea for the book come first?
Well, it was a simultaneous thing, but I actually launched the group first, and then I released the book. Okay. But I was working on both simultaneously.
Awesome. Now, for those who are, listening to us right now, how do we get our hands on the book?
So the book is now available on Amazon, and it's also available at Locust Bookstore, located in the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza.
Oh, so it's actually locally, we can actually find it right here in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually only saw the Amazon link, and I saw a picture of it actually in a bookstore, but I wasn't sure where the bookstore was. But I know you live in Florida, so I actually assumed it was over there. So we can actually find it at the Logos Bookstore here in Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, and you can also order the book from Amazon, folks. Remember, the name of the book is called, tell them, Inga.
It's called Unknown Friends, How I Survived Loss and Embraced Life Again, and it's on Amazon in Kindle format as well as paperback.
Can people still join Widows in Stilettos?
Of course. You can find me on Facebook at Widows in Stilettos. Also, I'm on YouTube at Widows in Stilettos and on Instagram at Widows in Stilettos.
Awesome. And again, for those of you who aren't sure what the Widows in Stilettos is all about, it's a group of people lending support to other people who might be going through a loss. All right? That's pretty much the best way to describe it. A group of people lending support to others who may have gone through a loss or who have gone through a loss of a loved one. All right? So it's Widows in Stilettos. Remember, she also made mention there's a part 2 coming out soon. And I think you'd want to read part 1 before you get into part 2. So make sure you get your hands on the book. What's the name of part 2 again? What you going to call part 2?
It's Unknown Friend Part 2, How to Trust God When It Makes No Sense.
How to Trust God When It Makes No Sense. All right, man. These are some deep headlines, man. I'm really excited to see what part 2 is going to be all about. And I just want to encourage everybody to get your hands on part 1. Make sure you read it. It's how to... I want to get it right. All right. It's
Unknown Strength.
How I Survived Loss and Embraced Life Again. All right. That is such a serious message, man. How I Survived Loss and Embraced Life Again. I think a lot of people can benefit from getting their hands on that book, and I'm so glad that it's actually here at the Logos Bookstore. So I'm encouraging everybody to get your hands on it as soon as possible. All right, Winga.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, sharing your testimony, not only during this interview but also in that book, man. Because like you said, there's a need, and a lot of people, they tend to consider topics like this taboo, and you don't want to talk about it. You just run away from it, even though it is life. A lot of people just they stray from it. But I'm glad that you found the strength to help others, not only be selfish with what you know or how you can actually help others around you. I'm glad that you found the strength to share, and I'm praying for you. I'm hoping that the next book be even more successful than this book, and you continue to help others as you make your journey in the thing we call life.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, Winga. All right, folks, y'all keep it out locked in. Y'all know it's the morning after that again. Miss Winga Flowers. Make sure you get your hands on the book. You can find it at the Logos Bookstore here locally, or you can order it on Amazon. I know a lot of you are big Amazon shoppers, and look for the book. All right, it's called Unknown Strength. The author is Winga Flowers. Her name is Wainger. All right, Winga Flowers. And I'm telling you, from now, it's a very deep book. You're going to be glad you got your hands on it. All right, keep it out locked in. The morning after. More Intimate is on More 94. Go.